Hey bro, so your ability to understand how your nervous system operates will directly result in the success that you see in your own life. Because you've probably heard it before. Just do the hard work. Just build the business. Just come on, like why don't you have a $1 billion business now, right? You've heard it all before. YouTubers love to say this. They love to say, "Oh, just do the hard work." It's not that simple because hard work can only be achieved when we have a good foundation for how our body links to our mind. And so what is the foundation for success? What is the foundation to actually do the hard work that we know we need to do and that we actually desire to do? What is the foundation for that? I believe the foundation is actually rooted in understanding how your nervous system perceives external stimuli. You've probably heard of what the nervous system is before. Your nervous system is a complex system within your body that basically carries signals from your brain to your body, and it is a survival mechanism. Your body is constantly sending signals to your brain to tell you that you're either safe or you're in danger. And like I said before, understanding how this mechanism, how this system fundamentally works within your body and how you can actually change this state, this is where your success lies. No one ever says this because they all say, just do the hard work, but no one actually explains how to make this a natural state of being. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how it can be a natural state of being for you. And I'm going to dive deep into how you can regulate your nervous system for success in any field that you desire. This is so fucking powerful because this information that I'm about to share with you is the fundamental reason why I'm here speaking to you. It's the fundamental reason why I am pursuing YouTube. It's the fundamental reason as to why I have embodied and created the character that I am today. So for this video, I would like to invite you to pay close attention. I want to share a personal story with you, bro. So back when I was 15, I had OCD. I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, which if you know, it's basically like a cassette tape running through your head, running negative thoughts through your head every single minute of the day. And I specifically had a thing called HOCD, which is basically homosexual obsessive compulsive disorder. And you might be thinking, wait, what is this? Well, I had the fear that I was gay. I basically went through the whole system. I was prescribed an SSRI and it fucked my brain up. And I was basically numb and depressed back when I was in my mid-teenage years. It was only until I was lucky enough to have a mum that introduced me to mindful meditation and nervous system regulation through things like yoga and breath work in order to pull me out of this state of fight or flight with these fears that I was being gay basically my entire teenage years. And I might make a separate video explaining that whole story and that whole journey and how I kind of overcame it and how I'm here now. But specifically, I want to talk about and relate this as to why I believe this is extremely powerful and will be such a useful tool for yourself to implement into your own life. So I was having these borderline breakdowns and my mom would notice this and she would pull me out of my body. She would get me to put my feet up on a wall, get me to breathe deeply into my stomach and introduce me to somatic exercises that just allowed me to get back into that rest and digest state. And if I didn't have access to this way of living and I didn't have access to that information when I was having these mental breakdowns and these fears when I was young, then I would still be numb and depressed to this day. And so the reason I am sharing this experience with you now is because through the pain that I experienced being in this fight or flight and not understanding what was happening in my brain and in my body, through this awareness, I gained such an enormous sense of control over my own life and over my own state of being, which ultimately led me to create exactly the reality that I'm creating in this current moment. And it allowed me to create the body I have now. It allowed me to create the people that I'm around now and just allow me to do basically whatever I want in my day. This awareness also came with a thing called a cue. Now, these cues are really important to speak about. What are cues? When we think about our nervous system, we need to understand the cues that our body gives us in order to tell us that we're safe in this moment or we're in danger, where we're going to die, basically. Because as I said in a previous video, in my Reject Hustle Culture and Embrace Holistic Self-Improvement, I mentioned that your body is checking to see if it's safe in every single moment that you're alive. Your brain kind of knows it's safe, but your body is constantly going, am I safe to be right here, right now, watching this video? Because when you think back to our primal days, this system would be really useful because it would stop us from walking into a lion's den, because our body would tell us, nope, we're not safe here, we need to get away. And so these cues are really important to become aware of and to understand. A couple of examples of different cue points are: one, you go to the bathroom, you relieve yourself when your bladder is full. Your bladder being full is a cue, so you relieve yourself. The second one would be pretty simple. When you're thirsty, your mouth gets dry and you get a headache. The headache and the mouth dryness is a cue. You load up Cornhub when you feel lonely. The loneliness is the cue. So understanding this, we can understand, okay, there is a feedback loop that is occurring within me that is constantly checking to see if we're safe or not. And we're constantly getting cues as to whether we should make decisions based on if we feel safe or not. Now, if you've gotten this far into the video, this next point is so fucking powerful. I want you to ingrain it into your consciousness. How this relates to your success. If you want to build a business, if you want to be a YouTuber, if you want to be the next Elon Musk or Mr. Beast, is that if your nervous system perceives the action that you need to take in order to fulfill this goal, whether that's post a YouTube video or start your own business, if your nervous system perceives this action as dangerous or life-threatening, then you will unconsciously self-sabotage and you'll never be able to take action in this way. I want you to go back and listen to that again. If your nervous system perceives posting a video on YouTube as unsafe because you're afraid that you'll get judged, or you're afraid that, you're opening yourself up to criticism, then you will self-sabotage. You won't be able to do it. Your brain will create these excuses to not do the action that's required from you to achieve your goal. This is why the whole advice of just do the hard work doesn't fucking work. Just do the hard work, bro, and just go against every single fiber of your survival being as a human. Like, this is the advice that you're being given. No one's explaining this. It pisses me off, honestly. This is what happened to me for years and years. I wasn't taking any action because I couldn't understand that I was self-sabotaging based on, when I was going after my goals, and when I would make that decision to go after my goal, my body was saying to me, that is dangerous and that is very bad. Don't do that. So now that I've explained a little bit about your nervous system and just in general, my experience with controlling my nervous system, how do we actually regulate it properly for our success, for our daily actions and the daily habits we need to take? So the first point is understanding orientation. If you've ever moved to a new city or you've ever moved to a new area, you kind of get that subtle feeling possibly that whenever you step outside, things feel a little bit uncomfortable in your body. You're kind of just a little bit unfamiliar, things are new, and you're not orientated within the present moment that allows you to relax fully. And it takes a couple of weeks for you to adjust to moving to a new area. This is because your nervous system is trying to do everything it can to absorb information to tell you that you're safe and to get yourself used to being in this new environment. So similarly, when you're trying to be a new person and you're trying to do the habits that you need to do in order to get where you want to be, you're exposing yourself to a new environment. And what that's doing is that's creating an uncomfortable feeling within your body. And so with this information, we can fast track this process, this orientation, in order for you to step into a new desired state of being way faster than everyone else. Because this is the missing link that all of these modern self-improvement bullshit advice givers, they miss this. They miss this one point. It's just jacking off saying, do the hard work. So an actionable step you can do right now is, as you sit here in your room that you're watching this on, I want you to orientate yourself with your current environment. So look at every single texture that you have in your room. Look at the wall. What color is the wall? What texture does it have? Moving your eyes from side to side while breathing deeply into your stomach. And just noticing what is around you, what items are in front of you, where are you in this present moment? Your brain, as you do this, is slowly rewiring itself to give your body the signal that it is safe to be here right now, because it's gathering information to tell you if you need to fight or if you need to flee. And most of the time, because we live in a very cushy modern society, we don't really need to fight every single day. I'm sitting here in my room and I feel quite safe right now. But with the use of social media, it is very, very common. And I would say everyone is stressed out. They're living in a sympathetic nervous state. They're living in a fight or flight all day because of social media. You need to understand that your body doesn't know if it's safe or not to actually pursue the actions you need to take to achieve what you want. And so in this process, you need to orientate yourself back into the present moment by perceiving your reality, by orientating yourself in an environment right now, even if that environment is very familiar to you, like your room. Going back to the cues, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you have all these bullshit negative thoughts that are running through your head and all of this anxiety is just coming up and you feel that need to disassociate from your reality by binging Netflix or going in and binging on food or opening up Pornhub, then this is your chance to orientate yourself back into the present now in order to make your body feel safe, that it's okay to just be here and to not try and disassociate with things that don't serve us. So that leads me on to my point, which is what I've been doing lately with my OCD. Every time I get the cue that I'm feeling really overwhelmed and stressed out, that's the cue to go and do a 20-minute breath work and to orientate myself back into the now, back into my body, to let my body know that it's okay. It's safe. Like, chill the fuck out, bro. And so once I finish this breath work, what I do is I drop in for another 5 minutes after that particular session. And I visualize my dream lifestyle. I visualize my dream life. And I orientate myself, my consciousness, within this visualization. And so we can actually do this to become familiar with a new state of being. This is so powerful because this is reality alchemy at its core. It is being able to use your mind, use your visualization, use the techniques that God has given you in order to perceive reality, to imagine a new reality, a new desired reality for you, where you are earning $100,000 per month, where you are living in exactly the area you want to live in the world. We use these visualization techniques and we use our ability to orientate, to become familiar with the textures within this new reality. And once we can orientate ourselves within this new reality, within our minds, then our body, our nervous system is telling us that it's actually safe to go after this dream that is so grand. How fucking massive and powerful is that? This is what no one tells you. When you can make a state of being familiar to you that is an abundant state, that is a magnetic, confident, and charismatic state, your body says, yes, let's go and be that person more. And you'll find more excuses to step in and actually do the thing that is really hard to do, like upload a video onto YouTube, like going and speaking to a girl in the street that you probably perceive as out of your league. This is the power of understanding how your nervous system operates. Now, I don't do breath work or meditation every single day. I'm simply increasing my awareness on the cues that give me the ability to change my state, to change my state from a fight or flight to a rest and digest. So as an actionable step from this video, and this is the only thing I really would love you to take on, is start to become aware of the cues that are present in your reality. Start to become aware of what is coming up for you that's making you feel overwhelmed and anxious. Because the more that you can do this, then the more these cues become aware for you, and then the more you can orientate yourself back into the present moment in order to not feel overwhelmed and to not feel anxious and like everything is out of your grasp and out of your reach, like your dreams are just not possible. If you're anxious and you want to binge Netflix, then that is the cue. You can cascade the awareness from there to do some box breathing or to do any of these exercises. I'll link a few exercises in the description that you can maybe partake in, but I think nervous system regulation is more important understanding cues and orientation rather than a specific breathing exercise. The breathing exercises are only really something that you do once you understand these 2 points. Now, the second thing is to orientate yourself within your ideal visualization every single day. So, orientate yourself with the textures of the marble kitchenette in your mansion. Feel the touch of the palm tree in your backyard in your private villa in Italy. Look down and feel what it feels like to have your feet rub on the suede flooring in your Rolls Royce, and look up at the starlight in your Rolls Royce. Orientate your nervous system with your imagination, and you'll find that your body just goes, yes, let's keep doing this. Yes, let's keep doing the actions that it's going to take to get to this point because it feels safe to do so. So hopefully I've expanded your awareness with this video. I feel this is one of the most powerful topics that I can speak about, and I want to make a lot more content on this. If you feel pulled to do so, give it a like. I would appreciate your feedback. I'm super keen to just keep killing it with all you lads and to keep growing and progressing. Loving the growth so far for all of you guys that I'm hearing from. And yeah, I would just like to send my brotherly love your way. So take care of yourself, brother, and I'll speak to you soon.